Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden tech that completely shapes how you experience the internet. We're talking about the deep down blueprints that make some websites feel kind of clunky and others feel, well, magical. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You're on one site, you click a link, and the whole screen goes white. You see that little loading spinner, and then the new page appears. But then you jump over to something like Gmail, you click on an email, and boom, it just opens instantly. What's going on there? That's the exact question we're going to answer. So to really appreciate just how slick the modern web is, we've got to take a step back. We need to start with its ancestor. The classic, and let's be honest, sometimes frustrating world of the constant page reload. Oh man, that feeling of waiting. Every single click, every interaction meant the server had to send you a brand new page. It created this very stop and start kind of choppy experience that just feels ancient by today's standards. Okay, so what was the architecture behind that whole experience? It's a really powerful and super structured model, and it's called multi-tier architecture. Let's break down what that actually means. The key word here is separation. Instead of having just one giant blob of code trying to do everything, the application is neatly split into these distinct, specialized layers. You can kind of think of it like a factory assembly line, where every station has one very specific job to do. And usually, you find three main tiers. So first up is the presentation tier. That's basically your browser. It's what you actually see and click on. Then you've got the application tier. This is the brains of the whole operation, the server-side logic that does all the thinking. And finally, there's the data tier, which is just the database where all the information lives. And here's how they all work together in that old model. You click a link, right? Your browser then sends a full request all the way back to the server. The server's logic kicks in, it figures out what you want, grabs the data from the database, and then, and this is the absolute key part, it builds an entirely new web page from scratch and sends the whole thing back to you. So you see the cycle, right? A request goes out, a full page comes back. You click again, a whole new request goes out, and another full page comes back. Every single action required this complete round trip for a brand new document, and that's exactly what caused that constant, clunky reloading. But then, a revolution happened. A totally new approach came along that just flipped this entire model on its head. And it paved the way for the fluid, responsive web that we all just expect today. And this is it, the single-page application, or SPA. I mean, the name pretty much says it all. You load one single page, one time, and from that moment on, everything updates dynamically. No more full-page reloads. This was a massive leap forward, especially as our expectations for speed, totally driven by our smartphones, just went through the roof. And here, you can see just how different it is. The server sends this main application shell, just once, at the very beginning. After that, when you click something, your browser doesn't ask for a whole new page. No way. It just sends a tiny little request, asking for only the specific data it needs. And that data comes back as a small, lightweight packet that the app uses to update only the part of the screen that needs to change. Now, all of this is possible because the rendering, the job of actually drawing the screen, is now handled by your browser. It's happening on the client side. The app uses these things called APIs, which are like little communication channels, to go fetch data from the server in the background. Then it updates what you see dynamically, all without a single page refresh. It's brilliant. Okay, now that we've seen both models in action, let's put them side by side, head to head, and really see the difference. This table just makes it crystal clear. Multi-tier architectures, they reload the page constantly and do all the rendering on the server, which can feel slow. Single-page applications, on the other hand, load once, they render on your machine, and they feel incredibly fast. And that speed makes them absolutely perfect for things like social media feeds or interactive dashboards. So what does this all mean for you? I mean, let's connect this back to the apps you're probably using every single day. The benefit is pretty simple. It's a user experience that is just fast, smooth, and seamless. And because it's only asking for tiny bits of data, it actually reduces the load on the server. The result is a website that doesn't really feel like a website at all. It feels like a native app running on your phone or your computer. And that is the ultimate goal, right? The whole point is to let users interact with the application seamlessly, similar to using desktop software. That line between what's a website and what's an app just starts to completely disappear. And here's the kicker. You've been using this tech for years, probably without ever thinking about it. That instant feeling you get when you archive an email in Gmail, or when you're endlessly scrolling your Facebook feed, or opening a document in Google Drive. Yep, That's the power of the single-page application architecture at work. So the line between a website and an application has been fundamentally blurred, if not totally erased. And that really makes you wonder, with the web already feeling this seamless and app-like, what's the next great evolution that's waiting just around the